Hello and welcome. Today's exciting episode is a sewing vlog. I haven't done one of these in a while. And I made a dress, but I made it off camera.
It's perfect. 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 Perfect jacket.
I have been doing so much hand sewing, but there's still quite a lot to go. So these are the jackets that you've seen me make recently, well, in the past month or so. But a lot of them still need their linings and things. And this is my workbench at the moment. Absolute and utter chaos. And yeah, my laptop's over the dress. I was going to make this dress and because I got some fat quarters, quilting scraps for one of the Black Friday sales, and I was going to make each of them into dress, like, you know, a quick dress you can make for yourself or for a present. And so I filmed the first part of them, and because it's teal and aqua month, I was going to do that end one, the one on the left there. I won't show you all the footage, but yeah, there's some really, really beautiful ones. And I was going to make a dress out of sew all the squares together, the fat quarters. So obviously it's 1/4 yard in each bit. And I was just going to sew a bunch of them together and make a dress out of it and use one for the front of the bodice and one for the back of the bodice as well. But I just got so distracted with my hand sewing. Oh, I did sew the skirt of a yellow one together. Oh my God, I'm just all over this shop at the moment. But I've recorded the footage for that, so that'll be a separate episode. But so I'm mostly just doing hand sewing though. So I didn't want to make the bodice, you have to have a clear workbench, and I would have had to have moved all these things I'm trying to hand sew. And I was just like, nah, I'll just do a sewing vlog. So these are the jackets that I've been working on. These are the last 3 that you saw. The Gucci one, the knit. This is the Gucci one here. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so completely over the top. And this is the knit. I really like this necklace. They're electroplated cut glass beads, and they're just beads on a strand, and I haven't undone the strand yet. And this is the teal one you saw most recently. Oh, I've prepared it for beading. I just had to undo all my pinning. So what I've done with these ones is, when you saw the video, I sewed in the sleeves, but then I didn't do the hand sewing on the inside because I had to still edit the whole video and do the narration. It's such a pretty tweed. I love it so much. It's going to have brown and tan colored beads on it, this one. So I've done all the internal hand sewing of the sleeves on all of these 3 now, and now I just have to I love these beads. I was going to do bright beads on it, but now that the jacket's made up, I don't think bright beads are going to work on it. So I'm thinking maybe dark purples, smoky black and gray, and really steel gray. Maybe. I don't know. I love it, but it's completely different than I thought it would be. So I've got my neon thread, and it just tells me where the hem and the cuffs are going to be. So I have to bead above it, but I have to do all the beading first. Then you turn the cuffs and the hem up, and that way you don't have any threads on the inside of the jacket where there shouldn't be any. And this one, I've done the beading, but again, I have to turn up the cuffs and the hem. And yeah, this jacket is it's completely different than I thought it would be, but I absolutely love it. And see these heart sequins, the novelty shape sequins? Oh, this is me showing you that I haven't done the cuffs or the hem yet. But see how I've pinned a couple of the heart shaped sequins on? It's so annoying when you bead them. Like, you would think because the weight is a certain way that they would sit like hearts, but they're sitting upside down. It's so annoying. So you have to go and turn each one individually and sort of fiddle with all the beads to get them to sit the right way. It's so annoying. I've turned some of them, but some of them I haven't. So I think I should have turned them all and then sort of moved it around a bit so I can see if it's going to be an ongoing problem or I can just turn them all once. Anyway, so those are the ones I've done the inside of the shoulders for, but these ones you can see are still yet to do. Oh, and for those who are newer here, normally once a month, like at the end of the after I finished a month, then the next month I'll do everything I made in September or everything I made in October. But because I still haven't done the hand sewing on the raccoon dress from last month, and there's a couple of bits of hand sewing from September I haven't done. So I still haven't done, and this sequin jacket is from September. It's a Vogue 15, I can't remember the number. It's a cropped one. And for my fringe video, I pinned fringe on it, but I pinned it on really well. So I have to take the time to take it all off or sew it on because it's in the perfect position to be sewed on. So yeah, and these ones I've just recently finished these, but we're going to pretend I finished them in September because September's a little light on jackets. So yeah, I just had to finish some hand sewing for that. And they're UFOs that I finally made up. I bought enough Chanel tweed to make 2 green Chanel jackets because Chanel tweed is by far my favourite tweed. These ones are actually made in France. It's extremely rare to get a Chanel tweed that's made in France. Most often they're made in Italy. And this is another one that I'm just doing I have to do the shoulders so I machine sew the sleeves on, but I just have to do all that hand stitching and you got to do 2 layers of it and you just gotta, it's a really slow process and you've got to get your rhythm going. So yeah, it's just something you can only do when you're in the mood to do it because it's very mindful. I guess you have to do it a certain way. This is another Chanel tweed and I love the little blue floral sequence in that one. And this is a sneak peek at next month's. This is going to be my gingerbread house jacket. So last year I made the gingerbread house jacket out of, it's Hessian fabric. I'm not sure what you call it, but it's that rough fabric that you get from the hardware store that you wrap your tree in, the base of your Christmas tree in. And yeah, I used that and I sort of had backing fabric on it. And I made a jacket out of it and then it just looks like an iced gingerbread house to me. And then I put some sort of glassy cherry looking beads on there and some peppermint candy cane beads. And I absolutely love it. It looks so much like a gingerbread house. And the sleeves were so big, I just decided to cinch in the waist of the jacket. That's why the back looks like that. I really love it, and it just would have been too big if you didn't see a defined waist, in my opinion, just because I have teensy tiny shoulders. I have a very slight frame. The only way the shoulders worked without looking too, historical and over the top was to really cinch in the waist of it like that. And I love the beading on this too. The sort of caramel coloured ones are supposed to be burnt sugar or toffee. You know how you join the bits of a gingerbread cake together that way? Anyway, this was last year's one and I've decided each year until I get bored, I'll make a gingerbread jacket. But yeah, I mean, I love, love, love this one, but it's not very practical. So I'm making this year's one out of a Linton tweed. And it's got tiny flecks of gold in there. So yeah, it's white and gold. And I'm going to do beading in white and gold. So I don't know whether I'll have and this is just another tweed. It's a Chanel style tweed that I've had for ages and it's green. So I started making it in March. And I don't know, I just kept putting it off because I've been so busy. And I'm finally finishing it, which is awesome. And yeah, there's just a little bit of hand sewing left to do on that one as well. So yeah, there's trying to get a few episodes ready for December because December is Vlogmas where you make 1 episode every single day. Oh, I love this jacket. So I haven't done the sleeves on this one either, but I keep getting distracted. The beads are so mesmerizing. Every time I look at it, I love this jacket more. I just love the mix. I wasn't sure about it. I think that's what it is. When I did the bead mix, I'm like, it was a little bit too cutting edge. And I was like, I don't know if this will work. I really don't know. But I was like, come on, do it, try it. It's a very, very delicate tweed. So it was, you shouldn't be playing fast and loose with a tweed like that. But I was just like, it's a once in a lifetime tweed. I may as well just go for it. So yeah, I love the way it turned out, but I haven't quite finished it yet. Anyway, while I've been doing all this hand sewing, I've been thinking about what episodes I'm going to program for Vlogmas, like what I'm going to make. And I know I want to get some, sorry, I I make all my thumbnails and all these cards in Canva, and they had all these like Christmas themed animals. It's just the cutest. So I did get a little bit carried away. I think the grumpy cat tangled up in the tree lights is my favorite. But yeah, so I'm thinking each Monday I'll do menu Mondays. So just sort of a sewing vlog showing you what's happening that week and what I've sort of already finished and what I'm still madly working on. Tuesday will be Tweed Jacket Tuesday. Wednesday, wild cards. So the collections videos, everything I made in September, October, November, December. Not December. And also there's this thing called 12 Outfits of Christmas where you make dresses out of Christmas decoration fabric and things like that, and then you style them into outfits. So I might do that. And then Thursday, Throwback Thursday. So each Thursday I'll make a new dress from one of my favorite dress patterns that are easy to make in case you've got a party to go to and some fancy fabric and you're like, okay, I've got 2 hours, what dress can I make? I'll do a couple of those. And then Fabric Haul Friday. I like watching fabric hauls, and also it takes so long to make a jacket. So if I can have a few fabric haul videos, then it sort of gives me more time to make a jacket. Here's the aqua and silver lint and tweed one that I put the clear glass beads on. So it's got a beautiful weight to it, but I wasn't sure if I liked it or not, but I've sort of looked at it at night and I love it. You can sort of see if you look in between there, like I'll put my hand inside the sleeve and this is what it looks like in daylight. You really cannot see the beads at all, but here you can sort of see what it looks like at night. It shimmers because there's silver yarn in the tweed, and I've also got these, most of them are just plain clear glass, but there's some with AB finish on them. It's a sort of shimmery finish, and yeah. And I've the orange one. I have ordered the netting that I have to make another sort of structural layer piece for this jacket. So basically I'm going to make another jacket, slip it inside this one, stitch the two together just so that it's stronger, because I put way more beads on there than I thought I would, and I love it, but it needs a little bit more support. And this is the next one you'll see. If you look up really close, it does actually have some aqua and teal in it, so it's on brand for Aqua and Teal month. Oh, and this one, I'm trying to work ahead for next month, and this is a jacket from next month, and it's supposed to be an ugly sweater, with the horizontal lines, but I didn't have enough fabric to do it the horizontal line way because the sleeves are so long. I was going to have to either do 3/4 sleeves or turn it and make them vertical stripes. So spoiler alert, I turned it and made it vertical stripes. So it's not very ugly sweaterish, but I do have this other one here because I don't know. I think in a lot of Christmas movies, they have ugly sweaters. I've never had one, but I think they're cool. So I'm going to make a tweed jacket that looks like one. This is a Marc Jacobs tweed. And yeah, if I get those two finished, then I've also got my amazing tweed that sort of looks like a Chanel tweed, but it's not. And they've got strips of upholstery fabric in there. it's so cool. I'd really love to work with that one, but we'll see if I have time. And the green one that I just showed you is the one near the stripy one, between the stripy one and the aqua one, the green Italian tweed. After working on that, I was like, oh, now I want to work on the denim Italian tweed. So this is a denim colorway it's from the same mill that made the other one that I just showed you. And then of course the first one jacket, hopefully, that I'm going to make for next month is the Egyptian tweed, and I absolutely love that one. I don't think I'll have time to bead that one until January, because January is going to be Desperately Seeking Susan month, and I think I'll bead it then, but I'll have time to make the jacket in December. So I am going to go and finish doing the shoulders on this. Oh, if you want to see a sneak peek at the metallic tweeds that are going to be for December, I just put a short up because I didn't have any other shorts. And and I also finished this dress. If you watch my fabric hauls, then in the middle of this year, I did this this fabric here, and it's like a Dutch Masters. It's got all these beautiful flowers on it on a grey background. It was 3 yards, and I was going to make a vintage dress out of it. But when I pulled out the fabric and got it all ready, and it had these white marks on it, and I was like, well, that explains why it was in the clearance section. And I couldn't have cut out the vintage piece dresses around them, because there weren't very many, but they were just sort of really awkwardly placed. So I wouldn't have been able to, you know how vintage dresses have those gored skirts. So I could cut it into strips, and that way completely remove the fabric. So, and it matches so many dresses. Look, it matches so many of my jackets. It looks good with that one, and the dusty pink and beige one. It's going to go with so many things that I have. And I also have that grey jacket with the grey pearls and the spikes. Oh, it's going to be so beautiful. Also, there's flowers in there that are blue and also tealy blue and red. So it will go with the Gucci jacket even. It's amazing. So I ended up making a tier dress, or like a layer cake dress. I used the Butterick 6677 for the bodice, and then the skirt of it is just strips of fabric pleated down. And so I used 3 yards of black, 3 yards of the sort of Flemish Dust Masters floral print. So and I absolutely love it. The skirt is so completely full. I mean, I used 6 yards of fabric in it. Of course it's full. And it's just lovely. I wasn't sure if I was going to do a little black rim around the bottom, but I'm not going to. Okay, this is me reminding myself that I have to still go do heaps of hand sewing. Oh, and sorry, this is so scattered. I normally buy really boring thread that I use on my sewing machine. I buy the 500 ones, so you're buying less plastic. But they had these 3 for the price of 2 Gutermann colours, and because I bought 3 and there's 3 across, I took all the threads out. I didn't like the order they had them in, and I put them in colour coordinated order. Obviously I won't leave them out in direct sunlight, but I think I'll just keep them obviously I'm going to use them off eventually, but until then I'm just going to keep them. And every now and then, if my sideboard is looking a bit boring, I think I will put them in the backgrounds because they're so pretty. I just love colour. I think it's beautiful. And that's another one of the swatches that I bought. A couple of them, most of them I'm happy I didn't have yardage of, but there's a couple of fat quarters, and the print on it is so pretty. I'm like, oh, I wish they sold this in, real fabric, not just the little squares. Anyway, I've got more hand sewing to do. Oh, did I say that the reason I bought enough to make 2 jackets is because it's got blue and green in there? And on camera, these green, they're glass pearls with a pearlized finish. These look so much lighter. In real life, they look much darker. They'd actually look good with this tweed here. It's so weird. They look so much darker in real life. It's amazing. Anyway, that's it for this video. Wow, I just checked the time. This is a lot longer than I thought it would be. I was desperately trying to get 10 minutes worth of footage and I kind of ended up with double that. Go figure. Oh, I love this. This just makes me want to eat gingerbread though. Yum. And toffee. Caramels. Yum. Glassy cherries, not so much. Anyway, if you have any ideas for episodes for next month, preferably ones that don't take too much time to make because, yes, I'm very time poor at the moment. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. Oh, so much pretty thread to use. They're so lovely. I love those colours. Anyway, thank you again for watching and I shall go do more hand sewing. Oh, so much hand sewing. But it does look beautiful once it's done. Happy sewing!